That's what's coming for tomorrow.
Going in? Four-wheel clear. Yeah. Hey, watch out. Watch out, watch out.
Hey everybody, Dan here from Sherp ET. This is part 3 of the Sherpageddon Festival located in Bemidji, Minnesota, and this one is featuring the Tut Truck.
Alright, I'm hard. What else are we supposed to do? You're not built right, but this thing is great. Sweet.
Wow.
Kevin!
Hey, buddy.
See you, man. We're all trying to
Narasa Cruiser.
Hey, man.
Finally.
Well, you're just doing the best cycling ever. It's just a perfect Sherp right in the way. I'm like, ah! I know. All of a sudden slid into the Sherp. I'm like, you're serious? It's got a little ladder that flips over. Seats 4?
That 4? This is the 4th seater.
5. This is
Can
the
do a
prototype.
fine.
The production model.
I'll do this is my prototype.
Okay,
I'll
that's
get the model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible vehicle. This is a prototype.
Let's not get it.
Hey, Dan. Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Where's Asta? Where do you want me to do a cyclone at?
Hey, we're
500 horsepower, 4-wheel drive steering. You can get dizzy real fast.
Unbelievable. This thing is 500 horsepower.
basically like, Sam, did you get shot? Human body can't. It'll disengage the four-wheel.
So this prototype unit really is not designed for being in the water. The unit that they have that is designed for in the water has a completely sealed hull, or the bottom part of the truck itself. This one does not. And the Tut Truck is kind of like a Sherp. When you get going too fast with those stires, it starts to cavitate and really doesn't work well. There's Asta Cruiser. So when he really gets going fast, and you see that water really turn white, he's getting a lot of air underneath there, not getting very good bite. So even though he has a lot of power in that baby, I don't know how much it's really going to help you moving in the water. These tires don't inflate like the Sherp do either with the exhaust of the engine. They are just basically pneumatic type tires. That could create an issue when going from one type of a train to another. I'm not really sure. So the Tut Truck, like a Sherp, has some quirks, shall we say, going in the water. Got to learn the best way to harness all that power and use all that power when you're getting back up onto the ice. That is the tricky spot. And again, you cannot change the air pressure on those tires like you can on a Sherp, so it probably is much more difficult to find that sweet spot of that tire pressure. Listen very, very closely as he's attempting to get out of this ice. Very unique sound. Did you hear that? That, I believe, was the tire breaking a bead. And here's that same thing. Slow motion, 50% from a little bit different angle. Listen closely. Did you hear that? That was the troublemaker. I assumed that Kevin heard that noise also, was probably wondering what the heck was going on. Probably wanted to get out of the water as quickly as possible. So he zipped over to the other side and hoping that he would be able to get out. And if you kind of notice, you can see on that driver's side rear tire, it is definitely lower. As you're going to see, that tire right now is filling up with water, and that is creating some buoyancy type issues. And this looks scarier than the dickens.
Oh shit!
So I actually was the first person over there trying to get him to pull out, but I do not have a winch on my Sherp. All I had was a snatch and go strap. It was definitely all hands on deck. There was Sherps over there almost instantly after this whole thing happened. And eventually we actually had 3 different Sherps with winches hooked up to the unit to make sure that we would not tip it over getting this thing out. Really wanted to make sure that we didn't break anything. Didn't want to make sure we didn't have any releases that would go into the water, all those types of things. There's a good shot of everybody getting there trying to help. Ostercruiser was out there right in the middle of it. He's the guy there with that red coat on. I'm not exactly sure what he was planning to do, but as he's going, this whole thing is progressing. He eventually takes off his coat, and I think what he was planning to do is actually go underneath that water and hook up some strap or something like that to be able to get this sucker out of there. There wasn't a lot of good places to tie onto for this. Again, it's a prototype unit, and they just probably haven't got that far. You notice them going and putting those life jackets over the top of those ropes. That is in the event that those things would happen to snap. It's not going to come back and hit somebody in the face. The ice right here is fairly deep. I would guess it's over a foot. The water is probably, I'd say 2.5, possibly 3 feet where he's at, so it's really not that deep. That was definitely in his favor with that rear wheel when it was way up in the air, when it was really tilted. There's Asta Cruiser out there, no coat on. It was a nice day. It was probably in the mid-30s, somewhere around there about this time. And I don't know how many things you guys have pulled out of the ice. I've done quite a few myself here, especially since I had that Sherp. But getting that front end up over the top of that ice is definitely the biggest challenge. And once you clear that hurdle, usually life is good. And that's basically what happened here. Slowly back and forth, making sure we're steady. We were able to get those two wheels up on top. And then eventually the rear wheels came also. Notice all those people up on top of that bridge. There was quite a few spectators at this event. So 2 Sherps towed in tandem to get the bugger out of there. Pretty simple at this particular point. Check out that back rim once this thing gets out of the water. It's absolutely crazy.
Oh, that's not good.
Hey, yeah, let it out. Give me a second. Hold that one. Refold the wings, Bob. Holy, that ring was
Wow,
torched,
look
you
at
guys.
that.
We got just the guy for the job.
I loved it.
Good work, good work, good work. Awesome.
Kevin is all that is man.
I didn't enjoy it. I wasn't in there.
Kind of a little bit of trouble. So the problem is those rear wheels are turned to the right and the front ones are straight. And that's creating an issue also as they're pulling it out. So the guys are trying to get this tire probably just taken off. I honestly don't know. I haven't been there. There, the tire is off. Let's see if I can get that. So they got the tire off now, so it should pull a lot better. So those rims that were on there, what they said is those were aluminum. And they're a prototype model. And they knew that the rims were too thin. But they were doing that initially to figure out the mold, it sounds like a little bit. The newer ones are going to be much, much thicker. And a little bit grade of aluminum. Different grade of aluminum, I believe.
There is a picture of the destruction. We thought that they were going to be able to get it fixed that night and actually go for a spin the following day. And here's where we're at right now in the shop. They were able to get a new rim and tire on it. They were able to get it running, but it did not run well. The cylinders were completely filled with water. They did change the oil. Great inside shot there. You can just see some of this. Got the oil changed. Got all the water out of the cylinders, changed the spark plugs, all of that, but she just was not running right. We were going to be doing some test rides at Sherp USA's track and see what kind of obstacles and such you could go over, but we didn't make it. So again, that engine is mounted in the center of the vehicle very, very low to try to provide some more stability. Looks like they have the radiator up there in the box of that truck.
We are right now in Sherp USA's service repair shop.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different lines you can have. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different bays. Nice parts department. And everybody's here today again to just try to see that Tut being driven again. Kind of go from there. Those units right there would be a Sherp owner's dream to have those, because you can plop those right underneath the Sherp like that, let the air out of the tires, and they are at the right height. Kind of nice. I use chunks of wood at my house. I would prefer to use those. I think it would be much better. Those types of devices are actually on the new type of Sherp trailer design too that they have. Well, we're off. This is an end of this journey. Leaving Sherp USA in Bemidji, Minnesota, back to Wisconsin. Great trip. Fantastic time.